Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to episode 30 of our Infitech 2 modded Minecraft Let's Play series. So if you recall, the last few episodes we've been working on getting a Steve's Carts farm going and moving into really powerful steam production. Since then since last episode I've been extremely busy. I have managed to make all the clay that we needed, gather all the sand that we needed, and also make a ton of pipes. If you notice in my X.A.C.T, it's just all pipe stuff now. I've got all the other recipes in there. Then I also had to make more integrated circuits for the Steve's Cart stuff, because cargo managers they're not really expensive, they're just a lot involved with making them, because you have to you have to melt down this molten redstone, you've got to make these huge iron panes. You need a ton of iron panes, but luckily they're not too bad, they just take iron. I did a little bit of mining, mainly with mining in some of our iron deposits that we'd found, and I know we're gonna need quite a few iron plates, steel plates, stuff like that today, but I did get the system started up. I was gonna wait and do that on camera, but due to just the amount of startup time that it took, I wanted to go ahead and get that up and running, because I got it. I'll run you guys over there really quick and you can see what I've done. When I was setting all this up, I decided like halfway through building the coke ovens that I was going to go ahead and get started, because I mean we were producing charcoal. Oh, by the way, I made a sleeping bag because I know Real KC said I should, so I'd been I guess putting it off. I don't really know why, but I got halfway through the coke ovens, building out the coke ovens. I was like, okay, let's go ahead and get this at least producing some charcoal and some creosote and stuff like that. And after setting it up, I realized that you definitely can't run it with just one cargo manager set up. So right now I have it over here. It's just kind of like on a bottom floor here that's going to be like a basement, and you'll notice I got them all. This needs to go, I think. Okay, I got all these set up, and basically I ended up setting up 40 of them, because really once I got to doing it, like going out, I would empty out my inventory, go out and gather just a bag full of sand, come back and do that. The clay really wasn't an issue, because by the time I mined out all of this, I had a ton more red cobblestone. So we've actually got like an absolute ton of red cobblestone. And so I went ahead and just built 40. I did, the 4 lines of 10, and they're hooked up to, actually, let me get up here so I can show you guys. All of them are hooked up to insert on green, and then they're going to extract on brown, always active, and then they've all got just the basic fluid conduits. I looked at making the pressurized, but the pressurized do take vibrant alloys, and there's no way I could have done that, because by the time I used up a huge chunk of our ender pearls just making the pulsating iron to make all the pipes, and that only takes one nugget, and I had to make quite a few of those. So I've got all these set up that way, and I went ahead and just stacked them on top of each other because it saved a ton on pipes, and then back here I've got where the charcoal will enter here on on the brown line, and then extract on the blue. So it always comes through here as kind of like a midway buffer. And then the wood is set to insert and extract, because of course the only time there's being wood imported into the system is when the cart comes around. And then right now I just have saplings and apples just going in there until we set up a way to process those. And then I've got the item conduits ran over here, and they're extracting on green, which is going to be everything that's coming through the system that's getting extracted by the cart, like gathered up by the cart. And then the blue line's inputting charcoal. And then I've just got a external distributor set up here to input on purple, or to remove from the cart on purple side, which would be the bottom, and then to insert into the cart on the blue side. And it's all just set up to the yellow line here. And then over here we got the cart running. Now you'll notice I ended up building quite a few cargo managers. It was actually terrible. There's 8 up here actually, because I would notice that when the trees got really dense, I mean, it couldn't even make, you know, a full round back around. You know, when we get unlucky and the trees all grow at the same time. And you'll notice this does take diamonds to repair it, so not too bad, but it's lasted a while. We've built up a lot of charcoal with it just in that time, you know, that it did about 30% durability. And then this cargo manager here, I just have all the sides set to yellow, and they're all pulling, you know, this one's pulling from the cargo manager into the cart and going to the engine. Then all the rest of these are set up to just push into the cargo manager. And then over here I've got these set up, you know, I wanted to set up the separate lines so that, you know, we'd really only have to use one box, but honestly I was cheap and I didn't want to craft that many NAND chips for 7 more of these external distributors. I was like, no thanks, because yeah, just wasn't gonna happen. So I was a little bit cheap on that, but so we did get that all set up. Like I said, I was gonna set it up on camera, but I really wanted to just get the system up and running, and it's pretty self-explanatory. The pipes, I just have them running. I built like a little cave system down here that runs to all the cargo managers, so that's all set up. And yeah, I think that's the basics of it. And then of course all the creosote's going into this tank, which I just built it out of steel because honestly, 4 ingots of steel gets you 8 blocks, so you know, you might as well just craft it with that. And so we've almost got 1 million, getting close to 1 million millibuckets, 3/4 of the way. So it's building up creosote pretty quickly. I haven't actually moved the drums over yet to just dump that creosote into there. I'll do that fairly soon. So but yeah, so that's pretty much the setup. So today I'm gonna hold out on doing the solid fueled boiler. We're not gonna set that one up just yet, because for one, I think once we set up the liquid boiler, it's gonna be enough steam production to get us running fairly good. But then also I want these buffers to fill up with charcoal. I may end up setting up an external distributors, but after building all those coke ovens and all those cargo managers, I was like, no, I refuse to do that right now. So that may change. I may get the drive to set that up. And really the only building I've done is I finished putting these carpenter's blocks, just to say like, oh look, I did a little bit of building. But I honestly spent most of the time mining sand and building coke ovens, creating clay, all that stuff, and just a lot of time crafting. But for the most part, it's set up. You know, fairly soon I want to set up a better cart, probably with maybe an advanced smelter in it would be nice. I do think once we get the liquid setup up and going and we have power over there, I might set up an extra like electrical furnace or something, maybe. depending on if we're building up a lot of wood, just to be cooking us up more charcoal, but I'm not for sure yet. So, we'll see once we get everything up and going. So, like I said, today we're going to be setting up our liquid-fueled boiler. And the first thing that we're going to want is this firebox. So we're going to need a bit of these high-pressure coal boilers. We're going to need 9 of them, because I'm going to go with the 3x3x3 and then the 3x4x3 on the boiler tank. Kind of expensive, but honestly we have enough creosote being produced, I think, to handle that just fine. I've got one high-pressure coal boiler up here I'm going to steal because we don't really need it in the base anymore. So let's steal that just really quick. But figure episode 30 is kind of a big episode, you know. It feels like, I can't believe like it's went that quick. We're already on episode 30, but I figured this episode, let's get our power at least started up and running and everything. So we're going to need 8 more of these. We're going to need some bricks and some steel plates. Steel plates I've already got cooking. I'm kind of worried that we're going to run out of steel because I think I'm going to build another steel tank over there, which if it comes down to it, I'll use our industrial credits on steel at this point. Like, we've got a bunch of them, and honestly, once we get this yeah, we got 17 steel left. Ooh. Once we get this up and going, making steel's really, I don't think, going to be an issue anymore. You know, once we get a way to pump oxygen and everything into that. So I'm kind of excited for that, if you guys can't tell. Because I feel like with this setup, I think we're moving into, wonder why that didn't craft. Wait, didn't we have steel plates in here? No! No. Oh, why'd I do that? I meant to throw that in there. Oh, God. That doesn't help matters. Okay. I think I'm losing my mind. Well, we got a bunch of steel foil. If for one day, maybe we need a bunch of steel foil. But there's our high pressure coal boilers. And then we're going to need these fire charges, which I think gunpowder is fine, blaze powder is fine. I don't have any coal. Well, we'll get some. I think I've got some coal lying around here. And this, perhaps. Yeah, just use coal ore, and I do believe the best way to handle this. Oh, actually, I was just doing this, I remember, because since our pick has fortune, oh, that doesn't work. Oh, well, all right then. And then I just got some cinder pearls to get the blaze powder, just to make it easier. And gunpowder. Oh, that works out perfect. I'm actually sure I've got some more gunpowder around here, though, just in a chest. I need to get to sorting. I've just been, like, kind of busy. Kind of too busy to sort. I'll need a bunch more steel, some buckets, and some iron bars, which iron rods. I think we'll just make those in the lathe. Yeah. So we'll need 6. How many do we need? Okay. So we'll do like what? 3 crafts of that? 18 iron, I think. Iron's not really an issue for us. Like, in all actuality, it's not not too big of a problem. Steel wasn't. If you recall, like last episode, hey, what's going on here? No. Stop it. Let me go check. We should still have power. Yeah, I mean, we're building up because I haven't been running that blast furnace. I mean, if I don't run the blast furnace, we've got plenty. But when I run the blast furnace, it's not so good. Okay, it's running now since it's finished. Oh, we'll have to, once we get over into the tech base, I think the wiring and stuff, we'll have to do a bit better on that, but that's fine. So we're going to need, is it like 8 more buckets? And we'll go ahead and make one more because I always like to have one on hand, so do that. And then, okay. We'll go ahead and, what else do we need for this? Or is that everything? Iron bars. Yeah, that's everything. Okay. So this lathe will take a minute to run. While we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and look into this low pressure boiler tank. Like I said, we're going to do a 3x4x3, so we're going to need 36 of these. Fun times. But they're fairly cheap. I mean, just iron plates, wrench, and hammer. So I think we'll lay it out. Probably have to make another new wrench here fairly quickly. Is that iron rods? That is iron rods. Good to know. Okay. Yep, there went the wrench. Okay. And the wrench is, I can never remember. I need to just make this electric wrench, but we need that stainless steel. And I think the only stainless that I cooked up, yeah, was for last episode we were making, I think for the cart, right? I'm just going to make another wrench, and then afterwards, once we have our new blast furnace set up going, I'll make an electric wrench. So, I imagine next episode we'll be making a lot of nice things with our blast furnace. So, I want to make it out of just iron. 4, 5, 6, 7. That works okay. Thing's still going. Actually, I don't need half that stuff, so we'll get that going. And, oh yeah, I need the hammer. Okay. I'm just going to pull it out. Oops. I know, you're freaking out. Let me grab the soft hammer. I have no inventory. Just gotta throw this stuff in here for right now. After this episode, I fully intend to, or, you know, once we get the blast furnace up and going, because I've been trying to rush towards an alternate source of power and, you know, a better power source and everything, and just I've been neglecting certain little things. Okay, get that crafted. Okay. Because I actually had to make... I made another wrench between last episode and this one, but I just went ahead and I just made it out of steel at the time. But now I just don't feel... I don't feel comfortable with our level of steel. There's 32, so 4 more and we'll be all set on that. There we go. Okay, that was easy enough. Now the I don't want to do it on this because I'll have to move everything out. Should have enough of the iron rods here to make our iron bars. Let's see. Do it over here, I guess. Like that. No. The wrench? Yeah. Oh yeah. Like that. Okay, so now we should be good to go to get this crafted. Liquid fueled. And there we go. We got 9 of those. We got 36 of those. And we should be set, I'd say. We're also going to need our tank, which I'm going to do another steel tank just because they're actually fairly cheap. Just like that for the walls. So no, why you not wanna craft? Oh yeah, that's right, it's different. I always forget, you need the wrench and the hammer. Alright, so we'll set it in there. I have to make another wrench. Go. Okay, let me craft another wrench really quick. This is done. I'm gonna go ahead and let that lathe finish. The iron rods, I know we'll end up using them, so I'm not too concerned about it. Yeah, 6 of them. Alright. So, you know, I've still got some... That. Okay. That should be good for right now. So we'll run over there and get all this stuff set up now. And like I said, I mean, once we get this stuff set up, we are going to have, I feel like, plenty of power, I think, because, you know, we'll just keep this thing running constantly, and we should be producing plenty of steam, you know, to get us up and running and keep us running to where we can run our blast furnace and just whatever we want to, especially once we get the solid fuel set up and then also set up like the biogas or something. Now I did notice we could make ethanol with the apples and saplings, but I'm not for sure. I'm sure we could cook it in one of like the X.A.T.C fluid generators or something, but I don't know. We'll see. We might mess around with that. I don't know. So we'll just set our liquid fueled up just right here. That's what I was thinking. That way it's really not, it's just one pipe. Trying to save on pipes because they're kind of a pain to craft, honestly. And the by the way, the item conduits, if you recall, I was going to use the Electrum. I ended up making that pipe mold for the extruder, but it just takes too much power to make the electric ones, so doesn't really work out in our favor. So we should be all good to go. We could start this thing up, I think, and have it start maybe producing some power for us. Just make sure that's set to insert. So that's going to fill up with creosote, and we are in business. Which once this fills up, let's see, it's going to take a while to heat this thing up, like a few hours. It'll start producing steam in a little bit, though. Oh, you know what? I forgot to make water. Shoot. Let me go really quickly and get a reservoir made. And let me get, I forgot to grab the valves while I was over there, so let me grab those as well. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, welcome back. I was just getting the last bucket of water from over here to fill that reservoir up. And while I was over there, I went ahead and got the rest of our steel processed, so we have no steel left. But like I said, if we need it, I'll use the credits. It's not a problem. And I grabbed the valves that we had left over from this, because they craft 8 at a time, so and generally you're only going to use like 2 valves for any given tank, you know. And we'll go ahead and set that to extract. So this will start filling this up with water, and we should start seeing steam produced fairly soon. I don't think it's hot enough just yet, but you notice that's full of creosote, and we still have a ton. So, and honestly, with all 40 of these running, it's gonna keep us filled on steam. It's not gonna be a problem. And we've got almost 4 stacks of wood. Looks like it's unloading right now. So, and it keeps all these filled up with a full stack constantly. So, but all right. So that's all good now. We've got water. We've got creosote. We've got it running. So then we're going to set up our steel tank, and I'm thinking, let's say this one I built 7 by 7 and by 8 on the height. So I think we'll do probably the same, honestly. We'll just lay it out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That's the only thing that, well, if it's not plugged into the center, that'll be fine. Or into the valve for it, so we'll get this bottom dug out really quick. You can tell I accidentally broke a lot of gravel, because this thing instantly breaks gravel. So, just a heads up on that. Alright. Absolutely love this drill, by the way. And it seems like the power goes pretty far. Like, filling it up, it will last you quite a while. So, really wish I had a builder's wand right now. That's the thing, when I start building stuff like this, but I don't know if you can find division sigils in chests, like normal, because I haven't found any. And I'm assuming the division sigil is, the ritual is unchanged, but I could be mistaken on that as well. There's 3. 4. Oh yeah, we're going to have to make a bunch more steel tanks. I know it seemed like I used a lot of steel, like 3 stacks or something, when I built the last one. Which was fine. You know, we've got all that steel built up, we need a use for it, so might as well, but... Alright, and then for these... No, wait, not so high. Okay. And then I think our valve... What's... Oh, because I broke it. It changed it, I guess. Okay. Actually, you know what? I want the valve to be right there, I think. I think is what we're going to do. Have that there, and then the other valve where we're actually going to use the steam and pump it into like the MV generators. Will I think be on this side, and then we'll run, or do I want it like on this side? I actually might want it on this side and have our generators lined up over there, because I want to leave this area here open, because I think maybe in the future I might build more coke ovens, because they're fairly cheap to make. Of course you need a ton of them to do anything with it, but I don't know. So oh yeah, we're gonna need a bunch more steel. I can already tell. But hey, that's why we've been saving up all the industrial credits, so. I need a rope ladder too, I do believe. And then yeah, our steel tank valve, we're gonna make sure and stick it on the bottom, but I think we'll just put it right here, I think, for our output. So yeah, so I'm gonna go get a bit more steel together. I think we're still not producing steam just yet. I think around 100 degrees Celsius is when it starts producing the steam. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm gonna need a bunch of more steel, so I'm gonna go get some industrial credits and just buy some. I think, I mean, I've got one steel plate, but that is not gonna do me any good, so we'll get that, and I would sleep. I don't really want to open my menu. Move my bed around. There we go. But by the way, that drill works fine for sand, dirt, gravel, anything. It's wonderful. But yeah, I figure the industrial credits will work just fine. So I'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna buy some crates of steel and get that processed, smashed down, and all that good stuff, and then I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, welcome back. I did discover that, was it not it's not letting me. How strange. There we go. Okay, but I did discover that you can only order that steel once every 2 days. So, I've got just the bronze blast furnaces running again. We're going to try to get some steel that way. I may cut in a minute and just come back in a little while once that's done. But I wanted to give you guys an update on that, because I knew some of the stuff in there you could buy, and then some of this, like, you know, just indefinitely, I'd noticed. I'll pull it up in just a second. There we go. So if you notice, like this, it's available again in 2 days, but like iron, you can buy as many as you can afford. I believe copper's the same way, and so on. But some of this stuff, yeah, some of the higher end stuff takes longer before you can buy it again. So I'm assuming that later on, some of the really high stuff is gonna take probably like 7 days or something, which I do believe that's in-game days. I don't believe that's real time or anything, so shouldn't be an issue, too much of an issue anyway. So, but steel's not too bad to make, just as is. But I know that I mean, I could have made iron tanks and it'd been a lot cheaper, but I wanted to just go big. I can't reach that. By the way, I am thinking about, unless I'm missing something, we should be able to actually create flight. When I was looking in here, I mean, it's not the most ideal form of flight, but we might do that in a couple episodes. Make this thermostatic harness. You just need LV pumps, bewitched robe, essential valves, jar of 64 potentia. You need a thaumium rotor, some air shards, 96 volatus, 32 potentia, 32 machina, and 32 eider to get that. It's not too bad, honestly. And then the girdle's really not that bad either. The clouds, I'm not for sure on. And it's very high instability. But instability, I mean, once you set up for instability, instability's not really an issue. So that I'm not too concerned about, but I might, between this episode and next, maybe start setting up for that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm still going to need a ton of steel, so I'll be back in just a little bit. Let's see if this is producing steam. Oh yeah, it's producing steam. So I'll be back in just a little bit. I don't think this thing really runs when I'm over at the other base, because at the moment we don't have any access to chunk loaders. So, because the only one I've noticed is the, let's pull this up, the spot loader, I believe, is the only one. That's all. Modular cart. There's a chunk loader for Steve's carts, but pretty expensive. Then there's the World Anchor from Railcraft, which I believe that's the one that takes ender pearls. We could, but I just don't have ender pearls, and really I don't have the diamonds to afford that at the moment. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to be back. I'm going to go wait for that steel to process up, and then I'll be back once that's done. Probably in just a bit. And I'm just going to maybe do some sorting and stuff while I wait. Okay, welcome back. I wanted to bring you guys back because this is the last blocks. And it's kind of funny, the gauges actually worked out perfect. Like, came out to just the right amount. I just crafted 32 of those, and then the walls, I want to say, was, I think I crafted 40 of those, and it worked out. But yeah, that's it. We've got our giant steel tank here. I think it looks alright. I like the steel tanks just because they hold so much more in a small space. But if we had to build another tank right now, we would definitely go with iron. So, but I think once we get this set up, we're going to be all set. So, that dog drives me insane. In case you guys don't know about my whole neighbor's dog issues. There we go. Want to make sure we got steel in that. I mean, steam in that, and not anything else. So we are building up steam now, and looks like we're going to be building up a lot of steam. I mean, it's only at 139 degrees, and we're still producing a lot of steam. Depending, once this hits 500 degrees, these pipes aren't the strongest, so I may actually have to stick another gauge on top of, or another valve on here, and run another pipe, and possibly a third one. I don't know. We'll see once we get there, if this can keep up, like exporting the steam. I don't know. Actually, let's go ahead and do that, just because I have a feeling it's probably not going to keep up once it builds up. Oh, damn it. I got to throw it in there for. Now, one thing you'll notice when I put this back, our steam is still in there. It saves it. As long as you don't break the, I believe it's like the bottom middle block, with these railcraft tanks, it's not going to be an issue. So we'll do that. So we have a double layer. Now it's pulling out steam a bit quicker. Maybe that'll, well, oh, it's still struggling to pull it out quick enough. Kind of surprising. Huh. I don't know if maybe since that one's pouring out, it's blocking that other one. Is that possible? Where you go? There we go. Let's actually try moving this over a little bit. That, and I'm going to go ahead disable that. I don't know. Now we've got two that are dumping in there. Huh. I don't know. I mean, we may just have to suck it up, make some vibrant alloy, and upgrade our pipes, our conduits. Because honestly, aside from that, these... oh, conduit. These pressurized fluid aren't that bad. Vibrant alloy, steel fluid pipes, that won't be bad once we have steel again. Fused quartz, conduit binder. Not terrible. I wouldn't want to make a bunch of it, but just a few to run that wouldn't be a problem. Now the ender fluid, take inderium and tungsten steel, so that's not going to happen for a little while. But maybe it just won't go below the mid section. Maybe it's just generating really, really fast. But yeah, if you notice, we're still coming out positive on creosote. So I don't think creosote's going to be an issue for us at all. So, and we are producing steam at an astronomical rate. That is crazy. So, and I mean, it's not even fully heated up yet. It's not even halfway heated up yet. So, I do believe our power troubles are going to be over now. And, of course, we still have the ace up our sleeve, which is yet another boiler, a solid fueled one. Once we build up our levels of coal and stuff, we'll get that going. And then we can also still use these saplings and apples for like a biofuel. So honestly, power is not going to be a problem anymore. Which is going to be great, because I think with this much steam production, especially once we set up the solid fuel and the biofuel, I really think getting through MV is going to be so easy, like in comparison to how it would have been had we stuck with just the biogas setup. But we'll see. Man, that is generating extremely fast, like way faster than that creosote oil was running. You know, it's possible that we might be producing enough creosote to run 2 of these. I'm not sure. I'm going to wait till this is heated up and see. I mean, really, I don't feel like we could even use enough power to necessitate 2 liquid fueled boilers and then solid fueled too. I mean, we could have done a high pressure boiler for this. We probably could have ran that just fine, but it does require a lot of steel, which is not going to happen right now. So, but yeah, I'm really happy with this. Like, it took a while to get all this set up. Honestly, if we didn't have that clay set up from last episode, this would have sucked. This would have been terrible. And we probably just would have done a solid fuel and just burnt the coal, honestly. But, yeah, I think this is really, really nice. So anyway, I'm so excited. I don't know if you can tell. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. Next episode, we might actually make that harness so that we can get flying and everything. Maybe, we'll see. And we'll probably start setting up for MV and everything. I may go ahead and move our oh, I can't think of it. But anyway, our blast furnace. I may go ahead and move that over here. I'd like to set up a second one at some point, but I feel like that's probably a bit expensive at the moment. And I'm going to try to get our steel levels back up, because I know we're going to be hurting for steel at this point. And so I've got to get that back up, built back up. Because I have a feeling we're going to use a bit of that for MV. I would think so. But anyway, but that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I think we're getting to a really, really good point. You know, if you recall throughout the series, we've reached these points where it's like, oh god, progression's getting hard, and then we'll get something done, and it feels like it's smooth sailing for quite a while. And I feel like that's the point we're reaching right now. Again, I think it's about to be a bit smoother, and we can move for a while through some of the quests and get into MV and everything without too much of an issue. But we'll see. So. But yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. Better machines and everything's going to be nice. So, but anyway, I'll quit rambling. If you guys enjoyed the video, as always, please comment, like, subscribe. It's very, very much appreciated, and you guys do a great job about that. So thank you so much. And until next episode, do take care, and I hope to see you then.